I've been putting off working on getting things out of the closet that I do not intend to move all week. It's been a week.
Please don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. So I did a space reset a few weeks ago, and in this closet behind me, I couldn't help but notice that there were a lot of things in that closet that I didn't touch that need to be looked at. There are clothes that I stacked in here when I moved in that I was like, why did I move these? And this upcoming move later this year, my goal is to not move junk. So I've always given away or had junk haulers come for big things that I wasn't going to move. But when it comes to other things, there might be sentimental reasons that I didn't get rid of it, or just moving very quickly. So, or just like it needs special care. I have a laptop that when you turn it on, it makes a horrendous high-pitched noise. I have moved that for 7 years, for 3 different states. I need to take that to the proper junkyard. So in this closet, I notice there are things that I need to go through. Now's the time. And while we go through these things, I thought I'd kind of discuss with you my process to deciding to purchase a home, because it's something I never thought I would do. And it's something I almost didn't do. I almost went down a different path. So let's get these clothes out of the closet. If you're wondering like, hey Katie, where are the clothes that you wear? Because I have so few clothes, I got a very small clothing rack and I keep it in the laundry room. And I use the laundry room as my closet. But, all right, this is giveaway. So giveaway and not giveaway. So let's talk about me deciding to buy a home. I love renting. I love having one number to call to say, hey, this needs to be looked at or this needs to be done. I absolutely love that convenience. I also have loved not being stuck down in one place. I've moved a lot for work, and I know you can sell a home, but do you know how easy it is to live month to month in a place and then just say, hey, I'm out? If you don't know, trust me, it's great. And so that's been preference. And I never thought I would buy a place. I thought I would live in rentals forever. But then 7 years and 3 states ago, I got sick of moving. And at one point I was like, oh, the next time I move, this has a hole in it. I said, the next time I move, I'm going to hire movers to pack all my stuff and move it for me. Well, when you're moving last minute on a whim like me, you probably don't have a lot of dollars to put toward such an expense. Also, I have mentioned before that I don't move well. It costs a lot of money to move heavy furniture or furniture in general between states specifically. So I was losing a lot of money. So on top of all of this, when I moved here to North Carolina a year and a half ago, I bought things I actually like, things that I want to keep and not get rid of. And I did that purposefully. I told myself I was sick of moving, but at the same time, I moved into a rental and my brain just kicked back into, we want to move. If you get what I'm saying, I don't want to be here, but I also don't want to pack up and pick up and move my things. So the way I really got introduced to YouTube was through vanlifers. The people that I have followed year and year all the time, vanlifers. I really looked into it. Before I moved to North Carolina, I was considering getting a van. And just based on certain things, I was like, no, let's not do a van. But I was like, well, just get a travel trailer. Everything that I've looked into van life, right? Like finding a place to park, reliable internet, things like that. I was like, well, I have a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. So I don't want to put myself in a situation where someone's banging on my door at 2 a.m. to be like, hey, you can't park here. And I don't want to be late to work because where I thought I was going to have strong enough internet, I don't have strong enough internet. So I had made the decision that, okay, like I'll do van life, but I'll do really like RV life, and mostly plan to stay in RV parks. That all along I had also been looking at homes in my area here in North Carolina. In my immediate area, I saw a lot of homes that in my price range needed total remodeling, in which case you might as well double the cost of the home. But anyway, I had decided, that's it. I have found the RV that I want to live in, the travel trailer. I made the call, I made a connection, I told someone what I was looking for, when I wanted it, and what type of car I had. And when they sent me back a quote, they said, hey, like, can you check your vehicle? Because while the gross vehicle weight restriction is within range for your vehicle, I don't think the tongue weight is. And I looked at that and I was like, yep, they're correct. I cannot pull this vehicle. And I was just like, wow, I made a decision and I can't even do that. And like it ends up not working out, like go figure. So then, like I said, I've always been looking at homes. And I stopped looking at homes in my area because when I was, can I back up and say at some point when I was like, maybe I should just go van life, go mobile, I also at the same time was saying, obviously renting is going to keep me in the mindset of where next. So go nomad or buy a place so you can no longer think about what's next. I decided my part of Western North Carolina is not where I would buy, but I was like, you know what? Charlotte area kind of has a lot of the pros of the various places I've lived. So let's start exploring that. So anyway, cut back to, I had decided to buy a travel trailer, decided this is the one. The gross vehicle weight was fine, but I was not smart enough to know to look at the tongue weight, and the tongue weight was too heavy for my car. So while going back to like, oh my gosh, what do? I re-signed my lease where I'm at. And I also just like started looking at, I like opened up and looked at properties again, and I came across a property and I said, this all seems right. It like the floor plan isn't too big, which is something I care about. I want a smaller home, not a larger home. Have I mentioned I'm not handy, right? You don't want 10 bathrooms when your way of fixing a toilet is jiggling the handle, like, so, right. I found a builder that was building and a floor plan that seemed right to me. And I reached out to them, and their timeline for building, so it's a whole area that they're building in, and their timeline for building what I wanted in the part of the property that they wanted lined up with my lease pretty well. So it just kind of felt like that's everything that's meant to be. So, I think the universe was just like, found this property that just feels perfect. Even the way the builder, and I'll talk about this in another video, but the way that they're doing certain things is what helped make it affordable for me. Because I even looked at like land. I was like, okay, let's do a tiny home. I almost bought a tiny home last year. But like to buy a tiny home and not know where you're gonna put it, that's hard. And then it's like, okay, well, if I buy land and just put my tiny home on that, which you can't do everywhere, by the way, Anyway, if I would have found land that I could have parked a tiny home on, it's like still like I don't have water hookup, I don't have electric hookup, right? So there's a lot of things that I would have had to work to maintain. And I just want to say that when I found this property, it felt right. And other than when I handed over the reins of a lunch group that I was hosting for over a year, I have continued to feel it's right. So, and I think for me, have I mentioned I'm not handy, buying something newer is to my benefit to some degree, and being there for the whole building process. Like, I know where my pipes are, so I know, like, I call it the poop chute. Like, I know where like the main drain from my like upstairs bathroom goes down. And so I know not to nail into that wall, you know? So, because I do not want to put a hole in that pipe. So, oh, all right. I'm gonna put these clothes in respective places, and then there's another closet. All right, baking sheet gone. I'm going to keep this air mattress and these window covers for, I'm not yet giving up on my dream of car camping. And then this used to all be clothes, and now it's just those 3 shirts. This was all full before. So I got rid of things. There's some of it that will be donated, and then was able to consolidate. So hiking stuff, swim stuff. I finished filming the gear closet clean out around 2:30, and it is now 8:30. I woke up at 8 from a nap. I laid down right around 2:30. I can't believe I just woke up at 8. I got my COVID booster yesterday, and my body has gone to work making those antibodies. And so I'm just feeling a little not myself. So I do have another closet that I want to clean out, but I don't think we're gonna get to it. I think I just need to rest and try to break this low-grade fever. If you have watched to this point, thank you so much for following along. I have a lot of moving prep coming up in these next few months, and then my move, which I'm so excited for. The thought being that this move has some permanency to it. I'm really looking forward to putting down roots in my next town and really engaging with the community. Just like I'm trying to build online community here, I hope to build community there.